Deep within the silent limestone caves of New Zealand, a galaxy of stars seems to glitter on the ceiling. It's an almost perfect illusion of a clear night sky, a silent, cold celestial display in the absolute dark. But these are not stars. They are not distant suns burning across light years of vacuum. They are the rear ends of maggots, specifically the larvae of a species of fungus gnat, Arachnocampa luminosa. Each point of light is a tiny living lantern hung from the roof of the world, designed for a single, patient purpose: to kill. Below each light hangs a fishing line, dozens of them, in fact. These aren't simple strands of silk like a spider's. They are elaborate snares, constructed from mucus secreted from the larva's mouth. This mucus forms a central silk-like tube, a nest, from which it suspends up to 70 individual fishing lines. These lines are not just sticky, they are beaded with more droplets of mucus, like pearls on a necklace. But the genius is in the composition of these droplets. They aren't just sticky saliva. Analysis shows they are composed almost entirely of urea. Yes, the primary component of urine is the secret weapon for this hunter. Why use a waste product? Because urea is powerfully hygroscopic. It actively draws water molecules from the damp cave air, keeping the droplets moist and adhesive indefinitely. It's a low-energy solution to maintaining a perfect trap in a high-humidity environment. The larva doesn't need to constantly replenish the stickiness. Chemistry does the work for it. This is a profound example of biological efficiency, turning metabolic waste into a critical survival tool. The light above the trap, however, is an even stranger act of biological repurposing. It isn't generated in a specialized organ in the tail. The light is produced by the larva's kidneys. Insects don't have kidneys like we do. They have Malpighian tubules, which process waste. In Arachnocampa, the ends of these tubules are modified into a complex reflector layer, concentrating the product of a chemical reaction. It's a classic luciferin-luciferase system, the same family of reactions that lets a firefly glow. But here, the entire light engine is an adapted excretory organ. The larva is essentially using its own filtered waste products to power a chemical reaction that produces cold blue-green light. The specific color, a wavelength around 487 nanometers, is no accident. It's a color that travels exceptionally well through the damp air and is highly visible to the eyes of its intended victims. The prey are tiny flying insects, mostly midges and mayflies, that hatch from the streams flowing through the caves. Emerging into absolute darkness, their entire world is instinct, and for many nocturnal insects, the strongest instinct is positive phototaxis, fly towards the light. They see a constellation of faint stars, and, assuming it's the way out of the cave, they fly upwards, towards freedom. The closer they get, the more enticing the lights become. Then, contact. A wing or a leg touches one of the beaded, sticky lines. The struggle only entangles the insect further, sending vibrations up the thread to the waiting larva. The larva then begins to move, pulling up the line, consuming its prey alive. This intricate system is incredibly fragile. A sudden draft of wind from a new opening in the cave can tangle all the lines into a useless knot. A single drop of water falling from a stalactite can sever a whole section of snares. Even a rival larva, building its own nest too close, can lead to territorial disputes where they try to eat each other. If its lines are destroyed, the larva faces starvation. Its light will dim as it conserves energy, making its lure less effective, creating a feedback loop of failure. For all its brilliance, this life of passive hunting is a constant gamble against physics and misfortune. The influence of these larvae extends far beyond their own survival. In the pitch-black, dark zones of these caves, they are the primary and often only source of light. This perpetual dim glow is enough to support unique species of fungi that grow on the cave walls, photosynthesizing using this faint bioluminescence instead of sunlight. The constant rain of prey, remains, frass, and the bodies of dead larvae provide a vital source of nutrients to the cave floor, feeding a community of scavengers and decomposers in an otherwise barren environment. The entire ecosystem is, in a very real sense, powered by thousands of tiny, glowing kidneys. This strategy of creating an inescapable trap is a form of convergent evolution. The antlion larva digs a conical pit in sand. Prey slides down the steep, unstable slope to the waiting jaws below, a trap based on gravity and friction. The pitcher plant grows a passive pitfall trap filled with digestive fluid, a trap based on hydrodynamics and a slippery surface. The glowworm, however, is one of the few organisms on land to weaponize light itself as the primary lure for its trap. While deep-sea anglerfish use a similar tactic in a different medium, Arachnocampa perfected it in the darkness beneath our feet. After nearly a year as a glowing, patient hunter, the larva's life changes. It pupates and emerges as a delicate, winged adult. But the adult fungus gnat is a ghost of its former self. It has no mouth and cannot eat. Its only purpose is to mate in the darkness, guided by the glow of other larvae. The female will lay her eggs on the cave ceiling, sticking them to the rock right where a new colony can thrive. Within a few days, having fulfilled its sole biological imperative, the adult dies. Its body falls to the cave floor, becoming one last contribution of nutrients to the dark world it briefly illuminated, ensuring the next generation of lights will continue to shine.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.